Dr. Crystal here. If you're curious about turmeric or curcumin, stick around as we review the health benefits and best form for optimal absorption.
You're listening to Live Foreverish, a show dedicated to helping you live just a little longer. Here's your hosts, Dr. Mike and Dr. Crystal Gossard.
Hi, welcome to Live Foreverish. So, Dr. Mike, turmeric and curcumin.
Yeah.
The spice of life.
I knew you were going to say that.
Well, how did you know?
Because you wrote a blog or something one day. Didn't you say that somewhere? I don't know. I thought I read something like you.
Don't we love it? We talk about curcumin all the time. It's in my top 5. I don't know about you.
Oh, it's foundational for me.
Yes.
I include it in my big, I think my top 5. Yeah, for sure.
It's one of our foundation nutrients. We know it's from the root of the Curcuma longa plant.
Yeah. And I love it when you cut it open. Mm-hmm. And you can see that golden color inside.
It's so pretty, but it stains. You better be careful.
It does, and don't take shots of it like you made me. Was that on a live show? Was that a live show?
That was a live show. You all should. That was Ellie Live.
That was a long time ago.
One of the archived shows. Yeah. It's still available.
She made me do a big shot. And there was no vodka in it. It was all turmeric. Oh, wow. But what's really cool is that golden stuff, that pulp, make it a powder, right? The reason we're so interested in turmeric is because it contains curcuminoids.
That's right.
About 2 to 6% in one little piece, right? Mm-hmm. And of course, the main curcuminoid is curcumin.
That's right. And there are also turmerones.
That's
kind of a newer component that you find, like the turmerones oils.
The oils.
Yeah, they can help with curcumin absorption. There's some research looking at healthy cell division with turmerones as well. Yeah. So we're kind of thinking there's a new star approaching.
Maybe approaching, because in the old days they got rid of those, right? And you were just doing the water-based curcuminoids. Now they're thinking, maybe we should keep some of those oils. Now, I think one of the key things we need to do before we really get into like benefits and why we like talking about this is this idea of old school, new school.
Yeah. With
curcumin specifically. At the end of the day, curcumin just doesn't absorb well, like a lot of things. Right. Whether it's from food, curries, or a capsule, doesn't matter. The amount that actually gets into your system and the amount that actually is what we call free curcumin. And I mean, this is the active curcumin. This is what gets into the cells and helps, right? Is quite low.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's poorly absorbed as well as rapidly metabolized in the liver and in the intestine. So it's metabolized once we swallow that turmeric or the curcumin in the small intestines, is metabolized or conjugated. Also happens in the liver.
Yeah.
So old school has always been about how can we improve the absorption.
Right. And so they went with
black pepper.
And it works.
It
does.
Black pepper contains piperine. And it enhances absorption of many compounds, not just.
Yeah, you'll find it in a lot of formulas, actually, right? Especially with the plant compounds and stuff. Yes. So it's been around for a long time. It does enhance absorption and bioavailability, and that's great. That's that's what we had, and it worked. But science is always advancing, always evolving, trying to make things better. So tell us about the new school.
Yeah, the new school is considering strategies to protect that curcumin from combining with other compounds, that conjugation reaction that happens in the gut. And one strategy is to encase it in a hydrogel fiber. Doesn't that sound cool?
You always get so excited when it comes to the fibers. Yeah. So that fiber, glucomannan, right?
Galactomannan.
Galactomannan. Is found in fenugreek, right? And so it's like a little shield, for the curcumin. So when it finally does get to the tissue level, it releases it, and it releases a lot more free of curcuminoids and curcumin.
And that free curcuminoid can get into your cells and
do
get
magic
to work.
Yeah, do magic. So let's talk about this. So new school, we get better, we have less conjugation, or we're actually preventing a decent level of conjugation. We're getting more free curcumin into the tissue and the cells. Why is all this important? Well, for me, number one reason I know this is my primary reason for taking this every day is it inhibits chronic inflammation.
Yes. I mean, I think that's the claim to fame.
It's the claim to fame, and that's important.
Curcumin. Yeah. That's why people often take it. They want to target inflammation, and targeting inflammation translates to bone and joint health issues, cardiovascular health. I mean, just whole body health.
Well, we've said it before. Chronic inflammation is kind of like that common denominator of a lot of age-related disorders. Not saying it causes it, but chronic inflammation plays a role in how things form and develop and progress and all that kind of stuff. So we definitely want to manage this better, because as we get older, with just age itself, we get a little hot.
That's right, and that's why it's so important for you to have those free curcuminoids. When they're released from the gut and that those free curcuminoids enter into the bloodstream, that free curcumin can get into the cell, and it targets a master orchestrator of inflammation known as NF-kappa B.
Yeah.
And when that NF-kappa B is activated, the downstream effect is the release of many pro-inflammatory cytokines or messengers. And so you need the curcumin to be able to get into the cell to target or to prevent that activation of NF-kappa B.
It's going after the big guy.
Yeah.
It's going after the big drug dealer, not the street guy.
Oh, goodness, Dr. Mike.
Was that not a good analogy?
Well, like I said, that is the good strategy.
Yeah, because the cops are always wanting to get the main person up there. Right. Yeah, they don't. The guys on the street aren't. So NF-kappa beta is the boss. Yeah, the orchestrator, as you like to say. So that right there is that. I mean, and for me, as you mentioned, all these other health benefits that we're going to talk about a couple. It's really stemming from that primary mechanism of action.
Yes, you could stop there. We also know it's a potent antioxidant.
Yeah.
That can help to target oxidative stress or kind of the free radicals that we are exposed to every day just from breathing.
Yeah. Well, and there's good evidence too. Higher oxidative stress is also, it links to higher inflammation.
That's right.
So you got as an antioxidant, it's helping to sequester some free radicals. At the same time, it's going after the big boss in inflammation. So that's why it's so good.
Yeah.
So let's talk about weight loss.
I know. I get excited because I believe that was last week. Our show, well, it was our in-house show, and we talked about green tea and weight.
Oh yeah.
And most people think about weight management with green tea. I've never really thought of weight management with curcumin.
I was surprised to see this.
So when I saw this, I said, "Oh, I better take it and take it every day." I do take it, but I add it into my routine, but not every day. But there is an updated umbrella. Meta-analysis, an umbrella review that analyzed 50 clinical trials, which affirmed curcumin's weight management benefits.
Yeah, that's big. That's a big meta-analysis.
Yes.
Yeah, pulling a lot of different people.
Yeah, that was published in May of 2023.
And so, I mean, just to review real quick, the trial participants who received the curcumin, significant reduction in body mass index, BMI, and we know that's not the best measure, but it's still standard in clinical trials. Weight and waist circumference, that's the big one, right, compared with control groups. Now, I mean, I have a disclaimer. I'm going to do a little disclaimer here.
Okay.
You can't just, overeat and be a couch potato and think I'm going to add curcumin to my daily routine and I'm going to lose weight. It doesn't work like that.
That's true.
I mean, weight loss is multifactorial and
right.
Food, diet, extra, all that kind of stuff plays a role as well.
Yeah, you add it to your routine as part of a wider lifestyle strategy, right? With physical activity, as well as eating the right foods.
Yeah.
But we do see that the turmeric, the researchers postulate that it's helping to improve energy expenditure.
Yeah, it was energy expenditure and lipid metabolism, probably the two primary ways, right?
Yes. So, that just means increasing your metabolism.
Something about
gut bugs.
Gut bugs.
Yes, it also has an impact on gut bugs, and so yes, we know that now that's something else to add in your toolbox.
Yeah,
along with green tea.
Yeah, I like your toolbox.
Along with the little green tea and the curcumin, and
I
think you have a nice strategy there.
Right. So there was another interesting potential benefit of daily curcumin, right? And that's with dementia and Alzheimer's. Really, I mean, and this is, I mean, probably when you hearing the word Alzheimer's, especially as you get older, is probably one of the most scary words. Probably even more so than cancer, to be honest with you. I mean, who wants to be like that, right?
Right.
I mean, it's just sad. So the more things we have, the more, as you say, things in the toolbox, right, to use, the better. And there's some evidence that daily curcumin may be helpful.
Right. Yes, we see the evidence in animal studies suggests the therapeutic benefit for curcumin in Alzheimer's disease. We do have some human evidence as well.
Yeah.
And obviously, we need more.
A lot more research has to happen for sure.
But what we're seeing in the research is it's inhibiting the accumulation of those amyloid beta plaques, and that involves with decreasing the formation and assisting with the removal.
Yeah. Listen, and all that's great. And there's a lot of medications that are targeting, right, the amyloid and the tau proteins. There is an interesting kind of thing going on, though, with a lot of these medications is they're really good at clearing these abnormal proteins, but the resulting cognition or dementia doesn't improve as much as you think it would.
Right, so there's more to it.
The improvements are quite small, even with a lot of clearing. So it makes you wonder what else is going on. No doubt, Alzheimer's is a multifactorial issue. One of the things that caught my attention was the fact that curcumin may have an effect on insulin signaling in the brain, because more and more researchers are seeing kind of like a type 3 diabetes in your brain, and sugar mismanagement and glycation and that kind of stuff doing a lot of the damage. So again, a lot more research needs to be done, but just a whole bunch of reasons to be excited about daily curcumin.
I know, and we're just highlighting, this is, I think, the tip of the iceberg.
Oh, very small.
There's so many other areas of health where we're seeing research with curcumin, depression.
Yeah.
There's some good research in that area as well. So it's just, I think the tricky part, which was the purpose of this episode, was to make sure we kind of cleared up some of that old school, new school.
Yeah, go with the new school stuff.
What's the best approach? When you're cooking with it, make sure you're adding some fat to help with the absorption.
Very good. Yeah, good point.
And those are some strategies.
Listen, I love it. I'm going to continue to take it as part of my foundational routine. So, by the way, there is a wellness blog from Life Extension that you can check out that goes into this more, lifeextension.com/curcumin. And it just goes into more in depth. The research, the publications, all that kind of stuff. That's lifeextension.com/curcumin. Hey, don't forget, you can go to liveforeverish.com. We have over 400 episodes now that you can download and like and share and comment. We'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to subscribe. Join the Live Foreverish family, right? That'd be great. We'd love to have you. That's at liveforeverish.com. By the way, our sponsor, Life Extension, is offering a special discount. If you go to lifeextension.com and purchase whatever you want, you go to checkout. As long as you've spent $50 or more, you put in the discount code podcast, and you'll get 10% off and free shipping and handling. So just remember the word podcast and go to lifeextension.com.
That's right.
I'm Dr. Mike. Thanks for listening.